So over the years, I have had many attempts at fashion. I've worn some outfits that I'm proud of. I've worn some outfits that I'm definitely not proud of and would absolutely love to erase from my memory. At points I thought I've understood it and what it actually meant, and other times I've been left absolutely dumbfounded by it. Now, to be honest, this has probably been one of my most requested videos over the years, and to be honest, the reason why it's taken so long is that I'm actually embarrassed by it. I'm actually embarrassed by the number of clothes that I now own. If I take you right back to the beginning of my fashion journey, I always kind of believed that more would be more. If I had more options, that would mean that I had better style, and that means that I would wear better clothes and people would think that, you know, I had a bit of taste about me. But as I've got older and as my fashion journey has evolved, I've kind of realized that that is definitely not the case. So I'm hoping by the end of the video, you'll understand a little bit about that, because I feel like the world that we live in is always like, buy more clothes, you need to buy more clothes. But secondly, hopefully you can get some inspiration and, you know, maybe be nudged along your fashion journey, and also hopefully avoid some of the traps that I fell into whilst on my own fashion journey. Anyways, now that we've established that, let me give you a tour. To begin with, obviously, we are just in my room, because that would make sense. That's where most normal people keep their clothes. On this rack over here, we have my sort of general assortment. These are the things that I tend to wear on a daily basis. And we then also have my easy access wardrobe. We then have kind of moving into my actual wardrobe itself. These items in particular are more sort of like the suits and the jackets that I wear on a daily basis. But again, I'll show you that in a sec. And then in this final sort of cupboard, we have my sports clothes. Again, as you can see, I have far too many. Now, any normal sane person probably doesn't even own that many clothes, and you are probably expecting that to be the end of the tour, and you think that I've rushed through it really quickly, or that is the end of the video. Wrong. Pretty much we have to leave my room, actually go up an entire floor, which is this room here, and I have had to take it over because, as I said, it's just got ridiculous. On this rack here, we have the clothes that I am currently trying to sell. We then have the rack of clothes that I am on the edge of selling but haven't quite got round to selling just yet. We then have my two most used racks out of all of the clothing racks that I have. These contain all of the suits that I own. So if you've ever wondered why I'm always wearing different suits and different things, this is why, because I think I own like 35 at this point. I'm not 100% sure because I have sold a couple of them recently, but at one point it was 35 suits. And the other thing that I will note is that these racks also contain clothes that I would use to film videos with. For example, we have a pilot's costume, or, you know, if I ever want to do the Fight Club outfit, we've got the Brad Pitt leather jacket, and also a real ex-British military army uniform. Now, I know that this might seem like an extortionate amount of clothes, and you might just see this as overconsumption, and I'll hold my hands up and be the first one to tell you that it is definitely too much. However, having said that though, one thing that I will kind of hold and like hang my hat on is that pretty much every item of clothing in this room has been bought secondhand. Regardless though, now that we've established that I may potentially have a shopping addiction, albeit a secondhand one, let me show you the clothes that I wear on a daily basis. For me, everyday fashion is all about convenience. It's all about feeling comfortable in the clothes that I'm wearing. These are the clothes that I wear to go food shopping. These aren't clothes that I'm trying to impress anyone with. These are just the clothes that I feel like I am probably my most self in. These are a variation of maybe 1 or 2 different items of clothing, and they don't really require much thought for me to throw on. I don't have to sort of think through my giant wardrobe to decide what it is that I'm going to wear. I just know that each day I can wear these and I can feel comfortable. I feel good in these. So let me kind of show you a couple of maybe the standout pieces that I would wear most. Obviously, to begin with, we have this Ralph Lauren rugby shirt. I was very graciously gifted this as part of doing their Christmas campaign, and this is one of the very few items that I've got to keep from any of the work that I've done. I love it. It just fits beautifully. And then I also wear that pretty much every single day with a pair of jeans. I mean, you can see how much I wear them because of how dirty they actually are, but I actually own 2 pairs of these jeans because of like how good they are. And these are the Calvin Klein 90s jeans. I just think they're beautiful. I have searched years and years and years for a pair of jeans that are, you know, baggy enough so that I don't feel like my legs are being constricted while I walk around, you know, like some sort of beanstalk, and also are, you know, not too baggy in the sense that I feel like I've got parachutes on my legs, and, you know, I feel like bagginess reaches the point of impracticality, and I feel like these are very nicely on the edge. They also sit really nicely with a pair of boots, and yeah, I just think they're like probably the most versatile all-round pair of jeans that I own. And this outfit, I would say that I wear on rotation pretty much every single day. This particular outfit is the outfit that I wear to castings at the moment because I feel like the roll neck frames my jaw rather nicely. This jacket is probably one of my favorite items that I've ever bought. It is a Gucci jacket by Tom Ford in the 90s, and I managed to pick it up for 150 quid off some bloke on eBay who really didn't know what he was selling, and I can't even tell you like how beautiful this thing actually feels. This jumper, which again is Calvin Klein, again very easy to throw on, which you might start to realize is a common theme here. This jumper, which again, also Calvin Klein. And then this shirt from Wrangler, which again, like, you can't really go wrong with a shirt. So that's kind of why we have, you know, a shirt thrown in there in case we need to dress up a little bit. And then, you know, if it gets a little bit colder in the colder months, then we throw on this cardigan. Another sort of one that we occasionally do throw into the mix is obviously this Levi 501. Denim jacket in the wardrobe for me is an essential. This one is probably the most iconic one ever. This is, I think, the original one. And a lot of the denim jackets that you see people make today are kind of all variations of this jacket. It cost me like 30 quid, probably one of my best ever purchases. And then last but not least, in terms of clothes that are on that rack that I wear pretty much, well, occasionally every single day. This one I haven't actually been able to wear recently for a reason that I'm about to explain. I'm going to be honest, when I bought this, I really believed that it was just like a military jacket, and I bought it from a military surplus store. However, since wearing it, I've realized that I'm not really meant to wear it, so this is why I haven't actually worn it, because apparently you're not meant to wear FFA jackets unless you're part of that group, which kind of sucks because I spent like 280 euros on this, which is a lot. This beautiful blue corduroy, like, this is my favorite blue, and I was like, I'm gonna wear this forever and ever, and you know, it's got sweetheart chapter on there, and like, you've got this big logo on the back, and it, you know, it's really cool. Just, I'm kind of scared of pissing off some Americans. So yeah, I don't want anyone coming after me, so that's why I haven't worn this. But if anyone would like to clarify to me on whether I can actually wear this or not, please let me know, because I would really love to wear this jacket. Now, the next step up from me from a everyday outfit is smart casual. For me, smart casual is not, you know, going on your school trip where they're like, oh, you gotta wear a nice pair of trousers. For me, smart casual is like something you feel comfortable going into a business meeting with, or maybe you feel comfortable going to church in it. It's something where you feel like you're elevating what you're wearing. Now, I only am going to show you my two most worn smart casual outfits. Otherwise, again, we would be here literally all day. This one in particular is from Lacoste. I wore this one to the French Open, and they very kindly again gifted it to me. I am a massive fan of Lacoste at the moment. I think the clothes that they are producing are rather beautiful, actually. My next step up from that, and I would probably argue probably my most prized possession, is this look from Dunhill. They actually gifted to me this after I went to their Fall Winter 24 show. I have no words every time I wear this, really. I mean, this jumper is the nicest jumper that I own by a country mile. It's not even close. The finish, the quality, I mean, the trousers, the way that they buckle, the way that they come together is beautiful. It also comes with this beautiful, beautiful blazer. Hands down one of my favorite brands on the entire world. I think everything that they do is incredible. I think the clothes that they wear are incredible. The only thing that I would possibly say is that it's probably on the edge a tad too expensive. But this, to me, you could steal the rest of my wardrobe. As long as I had this, I would feel like I could build up from the ground up. Dunhill, if you're watching this, I love you. Next up is suits. These are probably the items of clothing that I would assume most of you know me for wearing. I love suits. I had my first suit when I was 16. I had to wear one to sixth form college, and ever since then, my sort of fascination by them has grown. You know, for me, it's the male equivalent of when a girl puts on a long dress with a beautiful pair of heels and does a red lipstick look. There is nothing better than it. I really think if you're ever trying to sort of elevate how you look, or trying to find a way to use fashion to give yourself that glow up for the evening, a suit is the epitome of that. If you're a guy looking to take his fashion to the next level without really breaking the bank, I would say having 4 really, really good suits in grey, black, a pinstripe, and then maybe a 3-piece. And the crazy part about it is, once you finally work out what suit size you are, the world is your oyster, because you can just go on secondhand and look at some of the most expensive suits available and get them for as little as £40. I think one of my most prized suits I own is a Giorgio Armani suit from the 90s that I paid, I don't know, 40 euros for. Anyways, enough gobbledygook about how much I love my suits. Let me show you my actual suit collection. Anyway, starting off with the suit that I treasure the most is this Pierre Cardin suit. I actually bought this off a man on eBay for, I'm gonna say, £55. It fits me perfectly. The fabric on this is absolutely magical, and I don't really have enough words to say how much I love it, really. It's actually from the 1960s. I try to buy suits that are or have some historical value, mostly to do with the fact that a lot of the clothes that were built back then are, well, just generally made better. That's when people really cared about buying clothes and they bought them for life. Following that, and if you know, you know, we have this beautiful three-piece from Tiger of Sweden. I have worn this suit on pretty much every important occasion for me ever. I wore this to my graduation. I've worn this to many premieres. But yeah, if I could estimate like the cost per wear, considering again this cost me, I think it was about £80 plus, I don't know, 25 to have it tailored, it would be fractional, it'd be pennies. I have worn this so many times. Moving on swiftly to, I would say, arguably my favorite brand, Giorgio Armani. When I tell people how much this suit costs, I think people get a little bit upset. I think it costs me $80, and I don't know, it was maybe $15 shipping as well from America. This particular suit dates from the 90s. It's Giorgio Armani La Collezione. Just the way that it drapes over my body, the trousers, everything about it is beautiful. I think when you also consider that a brand new suit from Giorgio Armani will set you back $3 at the minimum, to pick it up for the price that I got it for is kind of insane. I then also have this beautiful camel hair coat, also from Giorgio Armani, also bought for like $120. If you're not buying secondhand, buy secondhand. Following that, a couple of suits that I bought from the 1970s. This is the most expensive suit that I've owned. This is the most expensive suit that I bought. This, again, was secondhand, but I think it did set me back £300 because, well, I mean, it is ridiculously unique. It's kind of a safari style suit. I do think that everyone should have a suit that is a little bit more fun. For me, the 1970s was a time where suits were something that you could go out and party in, something that was a little bit more free-flowing. I can't dance, but if I could, I would look great dancing in this. And then I also have this blazer, and all I want to say is whoever owned this blazer in the 1970s was definitely far cooler than I am. Just the size of the lapels. I mean, if you went into a modern tailor, they'd spit out their tea at the size of these. You know, if I wasn't so terrible at singing and dancing and could actually play a musical instrument to a decent standard, I'd be a ready-made rock and roll star in this. It is quite fantastic. And I mean, the actual pattern of the material itself, gorgeous. And I know that I'm throwing out prices here, but again, this was like £55. We have what I am led to believe is an 80s skinhead suit. A little bit different, they have slightly different lapels. I think it's one of my favorite suits in my entire collection. A lot of people really don't like this. I once wore this in a video and someone was like, "You need to find a proper suit." If any of you have ever unfortunately bumped into me on the road, you will almost definitely see me wearing this. I wear this every day. I wear this with suits. I wear this with my casual clothes. I mean, if I could, I'd probably wear it to bed. I was looking for a long black duffel coat for the longest time. And then I went thrifting or vintage shopping with Freya in Bath, which, by the way, if you ever get the opportunity to go vintage shopping anywhere, Bath is a great spot. And I came across this, 60 British pounds. The length of this is just beautiful, and the way that it cinches my waist, and it's actually an XL. I know I've said a lot of things in my prized possession. I lied. This is my prized possession because I don't know what life would be like without this jacket, to be honest. And on that note, let's go back downstairs. But yeah, I think the number one thing above literally anything is that you can never be too overdressed in a suit. They are suitable for any occasion. You can wear them to the shops if you want. You can wear them out and about. You can wear them to dinner. You can wear them to lunch. They're always right for any occasion. They have been worn for any occasion throughout history. Just invest in a good suit. It's worth it. Now, next up, we have my shoe collection. Again, if I went through every single pair of shoes that I owned, we would be here forever and a day. But my most worn pair of shoes are these from Solitaire. I wear these practically every single day. I think they're brilliant for all occasions. I then also have these low cowboy boots. These are brilliant because they make me ever so slightly a little bit taller. I am a firm believer in the idea that buy nice or buy twice. I spent a lot of money on these, but these have been one of my best purchases because, again, if I'm not wearing those loafers, I'll be wearing these. They are great. Following that, and in terms of maybe slightly smarter occasions, I have these brogues from Prada. I bought, I'm going to say 4 pairs of Prada shoes for £70 in Bath, and these were one of them. And whoever sold these to me, or whichever old person donated them to the charity shop, thank you. And finally, and I actually wore these today to the show, if I'm hanging out with some, slightly taller friends and I want to feel part of the group, I have these Cuban heels from Acne Studios. These are my most expensive purchase ever, but the amount of use that I've got from them, again, so highly worth it. In terms of other shoes that I wear every so often, we have these para boots. These are made by hand in France from carved leather, I'm going to say. Beautiful construction, beautiful craftsmanship. I bought these secondhand, but as you can see, they're hardly ever been worn. I also have these square toe Prada shoes, which also came as part of that £70 package. A little bit different, something to throw in every now and again. A slightly more recent addition to my wardrobe because I wore through my black version of these. We have a pair of Timberlands, can't go wrong. They look great with a pair of jeans. I then also have these beautiful suede loafers from Tod's. As I mentioned earlier, Tod's is one of my favorite brands. Unfortunately, these are half a size too big, so I've only worn these a couple of times because they do slip out a little bit. But yeah, in general, if you are looking to invest in a pair of shoes that will last you forever and are just beautifully crafted, highly, highly recommend Tod's. And finally, another one of my proudest possessions. These are the pair of shoes that I actually got gifted for graduating by Gucci. And these are the Gucci tassel loafers, I want to say. They are a slightly more modern take on the Gucci horsebit loafer, and I mean, just look at them. Gorgeous, am I right? Moving swiftly on to my bag collection. I love a good bag. I really do. But I only actually own 3 for a couple of reasons. Number one, bags are really quite expensive. And number 2, bags for me are above anything all about functionality. And for me, once I found a bag that is functional, I find it quite hard to move on to the next. Now, the first 2 bags that I own, number 1 is from MCM, which I used to use for university. It was super convenient for carrying my laptop in, as you can see by the shape of it. And number 2 was a Weekender bag from Calvin Klein. This was the first bag that I ever bought, and it's actually the only bag that I've really ever bought. It was £100, and if you're looking for a cheap and affordable Weekender, I'd highly recommend. Moving on to the bag that goes with me absolutely everywhere, and as you can see, it's full because I've literally just come back from London and it had stuff in, is this bag from Lacoste. I love this bag with every atom in my body. It's the sort of item that I would hope to be gifting my kids because, well, I'm assuming it's been built to last. I really hope it's been built to last. And until I find something more functional, that is the bag that I'm going to be sticking with because it is brilliant. And finally, the bit that you've probably been waiting for. Number 1, how do you find your style? And number 2, how do you even go about buying your wardrobe? In truth, it's trial and error with a sprinkle of people watching. And once you realize that in reality, it's just a piece of fabric that's been cut in a certain manner, you can kind of let go of it a little bit. At points in my life, as I'm sure many of you have, I've dressed to fit in. But much like how I've sort of discovered what haircuts work for me, in truth, that is kind of all that fashion is too. How are you going to know if you like something if you don't try it? Because as they say, for all matters of life and all areas of growth, there is no growth in comfort. How are you ever going to find out what you truly are if you're unwilling to even, I don't know, look over the hedge? But yeah, in terms of buying clothes, and I'll be real, I'm probably not the best person to speak on this, but number 1, buy secondhand where possible. It will save you shed loads of money and it's better for the environment. And number 2, try to buy real materials such as cotton. I know it's more expensive and, I won't pass judgment on any of that. Yeah, I think my final take home is don't be scared to try new things. Above all, stay true to yourself, as with all things in life. Avoid buying things just for the brand. You'll regret it. Attempt to try and buy secondhand where possible. And yeah, just do you. Yeah, anyways, I hope you did enjoy today's video. I really enjoyed making it, even if I have been putting it off for ages. If you want to see anything similar, such as my fragrance collection, or even perhaps my entire suit collection, then do let me know. And yeah, as always, please make sure you like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and yeah, have a lovely day.